Hi, I'm Ro Polzinski, and this is my husband, Don. We're leadership experts and authors of the book, Changing Your Equation.
Ro and I hear from business executives all the time. Our people are our greatest asset. Normally, we take great care of our customers and will do anything to solve their problems. Then we ask, how do you treat your employees when they have a problem? Almost immediately they say, whoa, that's their issue, not mine. If your employees are your so-called greatest asset, why don't they receive the greatest treatment?
And we wonder why employee disengagement is still such an issue. This is worse than you think. According to a recent Gallup study, 67% of the American workforce are either not engaged or are actively disengaged from their employer. 67%.
2/3. Take a minute. Imagine you're back at the office. Think of 3 people. 2 of them literally don't care. They're only in it for the paycheck. If that's the case, how long before your customers start to feel it too?
Likely, they already do. Today we're going to talk about the solution to employee engagement, and it comes down to 3 words. Ready? See, shatter, surpass.
Once again, see, shatter, surpass. To see, look above your heads. Say out loud what you see.
Lights, wires, ceiling tiles?
Do you know what we see?
Glass ceilings.
Our research and experience reveal people are being held down by glass ceilings. This term referred to the invisible forces that held down many women and minorities from reaching the highest levels within their organizations.
And while unfortunately this is still true for some, we're now expanding the term to include all those layers of glass that are keeping people from reaching their ideal future.
These layers include education, finances, even personal brand. And then there's attitudes. The negativity, statements like, I can't go back to college. I'll never be able to pay my bills. I don't have any goals. We're too close to our attitudes to ever see them. Day after day of saying that I can't and I won't takes their toll.
It really does. And saying even one of those negative statements creates a layer of glass above the person's head. They might not even realize what's happened, but their managers, coworkers, and even customers can clearly see the frustration and negativity. And who wants to work with someone who always has a problem?
I don't.
I don't. These layers of glass don't just affect the individuals. They're creating a tremendous impact on the American workforce. Tying this to employee engagement is the crucial step most organizations have missed.
That's a crucial point. Once again, let's look above our heads and visualize this. Picture all those individual glass ceilings. Now put them all together. You can clearly see the organizational glass ceiling as a whole. They're inseparable.
They are. And when your employees walk through the front door in the morning, they can't leave their glass ceilings behind. Here's a problem we see all the time. It comes up time and again. Personal finances. It's often quoted as America's largest source of stress, but people just can't seem to find the solution alone. When your employees come in the morning, they're worrying about paying their bills, checking their bank balances, talking to coworkers, anything that's going to offer the solution they're desperately seeking. Think about it. When they're so focused on how to pay for groceries or pay for the electric bill, how engaged are they in fulfilling your mission?
They aren't. And as their focus goes more and more toward their personal issue, the rest of the team is left to fill in the gaps, and they're being distracted by their own glass ceilings. The level of engagement sinks. When you think of it this way, the Gallup survey number of 67% disengagement isn't surprising at all.
It isn't. And as every workday passes without resolution, the glass thickens. Only the organizations that help their employees to see the glass ceilings will be the ones who take the first steps towards solving employee engagement once and for all.
Okay, we all see the glass ceilings. Now we need to find the hammers to shatter them.
We do, and that's a little more challenging than people may realize. Take me, for example. I had my very own glass ceiling.
You did.
For years, I kept saying, I can't get my MBA. I don't need it with my experience. I'm terrible at taking exams. Listen to how I was talking to myself. I can't, I don't, I'm terrible. Yet having that glass ceiling above me was weighting me down. I was stuck and miserable. So how did it change? It must have, because I'm standing here today.
Most people can't shatter glass ceilings alone. They need help finding the right hammer.
They do, and Don was my help. He was that hammer. Started to hear about different types of MBA programs. Don jumped on board immediately. He started to encourage me. We sat side by side as we researched the programs together. We read the acceptance together. He supported me through those endless hours of intense studying. And boy, did we celebrate when I graduated with a perfect 4.0.
We did. And the moral of the story is it takes a team. Studies have shown that people are much more likely to reach their goals when they have help along the way. I was Roe's help.
You were, and it was actually a blessing. We see this all the time in our work as leadership experts and coaches. People might see the glass ceiling, but then they can't find the right hammer to shatter it. We take a team approach, use our experiences to be their hammer. Having outside help has another benefit. Your HR departments and managers are inundated as it is with their normal business functions. Adding more employee engagement will send their survey numbers spiraling downward.
To solve employee engagement, organizations must recognize and support their employees in their personal missions. This is especially true with the upcoming generations. We've all heard about Gen Y, the millennials. From our experience, they need to understand the why. If they don't know why they're doing their tasks, then they're looking for a way out.
Exactly. So if they don't see that way forward, you can guarantee they're going to leave you. They're out.
Providing the opportunity for all your employees to see and shatter their glass ceilings moves your organization closer to employee engagement. But the work isn't done, though. We now need to surpass. And you have a great story.
I do. I was working with the client's employee. And as we were meeting, I was asking questions about her personal goals. She became so upset and agitated. She had none and couldn't understand why it mattered. With no goals, hopes, or dreams, her personal life was her glass ceiling. Then I started to win her over. Took a while. The more we met and started to develop her future path, the less she complained. We're at a point now where she's engaged and much more happy in life. Her employer provided her with the opportunity to see and shatter her glass ceiling, and now she's surpassing it. Think about that survey again. How much do you think her engagement numbers have gone up?
Providing your employees with the resources to see, shatter, and surpass their glass ceilings helps them achieve their personal aspirations. Plus, it increases the engagement back to the organization that made it all possible.
Organizations have been trying for years to make employees happy through all sorts of tricks like dress down days, free lunches, or other incentives. But the survey is showing that people are still disengaged.
I know I'm so much more engaged when I put my Levi's on.
Really? Being able to wear a pair of jeans to work may be a novelty at first, but it does absolutely nothing to solve the core issues that lead to disengagement.
How could we ever expect employees to fully engage in the organization's mission if the organization doesn't invest back in theirs?
You can't. Embracing the new era of the glass ceiling means employee engagement is possible. Accept the responsibility to help your employees see, shatter, and surpass their glass ceilings, and you will have an organization that's on its way to eliminating its own.
It's the only way.
Thank you.
I just listened to Roe and Don's speech about leadership. It is absolutely amazing. I started to think about my own organization and how I can help my employees shatter their own glass ceiling. It just was a very practical presentation and gave me tons of ideas. I loved it.
I just loved Rose and Don's message about employee engagement. How refreshing. As a leadership expert myself, I resonated so much with the message about how happy employees are not satisfied by simply wearing Levi's to work. Give me a break. Instead, their three-step formula of see, shatter, and surpass is a really practical and tangible way that organizations and their leaders can make a huge difference for their people.
What a dynamic speech that Roe and Don gave on employee engagement. It really touched my spirit and my heart. I am personally there because as a minority female, I went out and started my own business because of the glass ceiling, trying to crack it. It never worked for me, but I think what they're offering will certainly help the masses. Thank you, Don and Roe.